What's up, guys? My name is Tai Zen. Myanmar. My name is Tai Zen. Welcome to the cryptocurrency.market channel. This is a trading, investing, and entrepreneurship channel that's based on real world stuff. This is not one of those channels that talks about trading and investing from a theoretical standpoint, okay? We talk about the real world stuff that we've actually done that's made us money, and not the stuff that we read online and regurgitate back to everyone. Hello. Everybody wants to be on video. Everybody wants to be on video, okay? So, in this video, guys, I want to talk about something that recently happened, in the, you guys know that we like to talk about the real world stuff that helps us to make money and helps us to make the right decisions, whether to buy, sell, or hold, okay? Those are the only three actions that you can take in the crypto market or in the stock market or any market: buy, sell, or hold, okay? So, so recently, guys, this cracks me up. That's why I'm having a hard time talking about this video, right? It cracks me up that Leon and I, my co-host, right? LeonFu.com, the Honorable Grandmaster, legendary, world-renowned LeonFu.com, right? He and I have been saying for years now that one of the biggest problems that's facing Bitcoin or any cryptocurrency is the lack of a governance process. Now, before you guys jump on our ass like all those trolls are and talk about how, you know, hey man, like why these Asians keep talking about they want the government involved, okay, in crypto, right? No, it's not that we want the government involved. That's just what it's called. It's called a governance process. A governance process is a system or a process, okay, in which a large number of people or a community can come to a final and binding decision. That's the key right there, guys. A final decision, and that's binding, that everyone is going to do. Let's look at examples of governance processes in the world outside of crypto, okay? One is, for example, in America, you guys know that we have a contentious political environment right now because we had a system where people, Hillary Clinton, one of the presidential candidates, she spent a lot of money trying to manipulate the press and kind of do all kinds of stuff to become president, and she spent over $100 million and she lost, okay? Why? Because the American people were smart enough to see right through it and voted for Donald Trump, okay? Not because he was a funny guy, not because he was a street smart guy, but they believed that what she was saying was a bunch of lies, you know, and that's why they keep nicknaming her Crooked Hillary Clinton, and they voted for Donald Trump, okay? Now, whether you agree with it or not, whether you agree with that Donald Trump should be president or Hillary Clinton should be president, that doesn't matter. What matters is that the governance process, the process in which the people, the American people, came to a final decision on who should be president, right, was Donald Trump, and it's final and it's binding. You're not going to go back and reverse all the votes, and you're not going to reverse what they did, okay, because it's final and it's binding. That's the two key elements of a good governance process, okay? So regardless what anybody likes in America, regardless if you hate Donald Trump, regardless if you love him or you like him, it really does not matter. You know, I like him, I personally like him, our team likes him because we believe that he is doing what's best for America, you know. For someone that came from a small fishing village like myself and to come to America and have an opportunity to become wealthy and become a millionaire and then return back to my my village and take care of my family, you know, I appreciate that. And I like that system. And I like that system to be there so that other poor people like myself can have an opportunity to do that, okay? So whenever people come in and try to destroy that system, I am completely against it. Why? Because I want that system to exist so that other people can come and take advantage of it and have the same opportunities that I did to become wealthy, right? When they come from a small fishing village or from a poor village and they're uneducated, I like that, okay? So that's why I support Trump. Not because of Trump, but I support that he is trying to keep the system so that poor people can come to America and have an opportunity to become wealthy, okay? So now, what we have here in the crypto space is that we have people that don't understand that. Like, you got a lot of people in crypto, and if you listen to them, you're gonna get slaughtered, guys. You're gonna get slaughtered if you listen to these people that live in fantasy land. Leon and I have been saying for years that there is a lack of a governance process in Bitcoin, and that's why it's going to split in between Bitcoin into Bitcoin Cash. And then we said, hey, it's going to probably split again from Bitcoin Cash into something else. And sure enough, it split into Bitcoin SV. And hey, we're not going to be surprised if Bitcoin Cash splits again, or if Bitcoin SV splits again, or if Bitcoin Core splits again. This will continue to happen, and the reason is because there is no formal governance process. There is no formal process in which the entire community can vote or come to a final and binding decision on how the software needs to be upgraded. Now, some people say, hey, but Ty, you don't understand. You're not a software engineer, you know, you're just some poor boy from the fishing village, and you just don't understand how software is done, right? And that in crypto there is something called what do you call that? The proof of work. Yeah, the proof of work. People are saying, oh, Ty, you just don't understand the proof of work, okay? And I'll admit, yeah, you're probably right. I probably don't understand the proof of work. But what I do understand is this, okay? And I probably don't understand the proof of work in like technical engineering terms, but you know, I have a general idea of what it does, you know. Proof of work is this, guys. Proof of work is a governance process to determine the sequence of transactions within the Bitcoin network. It determines like which transactions came first. It is a time stamping mechanism, okay? A Bitcoin is nothing but a time stamping where, hey, look, we time stamp it. What came first? What transaction came first? Okay, what? Oh, this one came in at 12 hours, right? This one came at 12:01. This one came in at 12:02. This one came in at 12:03, okay? And proof of work is just a mechanism, a governance process. The proof of work is a governance process, but it's a governance process to determine the sequence of transactions in the Bitcoin network. It is not a governance process to determine how the entire network software needs to be upgraded. And there's a lot of people out there that say that, oh, well, you know, Ty, you don't know what you're talking about. You're not a software engineer, and you have no clue what you're talking about. And proof of work is the process in which the software gets upgraded. No, it's not. Okay, that is not a governance process. A governance process requires that the decisions that are made by the community is final and is binding. The fact that a decision is made, but it's not final and it's not binding, like let's say the Bitcoin Core team puts out a new software upgrade, and hey, you know, we're going to upgrade to, you know, A upgrade or B upgrade, and everybody, you know, no one wants to do it, or the miners don't want to do it, or other people don't want to do it, and it's split off into Bitcoin Cash or whatever. That right there lets you know that, see, we are a real world trading and investing channel, guys. We are not an airy-fairy. Let's see how good sound in theory. We are not one of those. Those guys are not guys that make life-changing money or life-changing profits. I've never met a theoretical trader or a theoretical investor that makes life-changing profits, guys. The guys that make life-changing profits are the guys that they look, you know, that they study something, they learn something, and in theory, it sounds like this, but in reality, it sounds like this over here, and they pay attention to that, and they adapt to it, and they trade and invest based on facts and reality, not on theory. Like, it sounds good in theory that proof of work is what should be that decides the governing process for the Bitcoin network. But the reality is that's not what's being used. That's not what's being used to update the entire network software, okay? That's not how it's being used. So I'm bringing this up, guys. A lot of people kept saying that, hey, you know, we're a bunch of idiots, you know, we're a bunch of Asians that don't know what we're talking about. And then guess what? Guess what happened just a day or two ago? Guess what happens, okay? A day or two ago, what happened was this one of the core developers, or one of the main guys involved with developing Ethereum, his name is Afri Shoden, or Afri Shoden, okay? I cannot tell which one is the real last name of this guy, because none of the media outlets are spelling his name correctly. Some I see spell Shuden, the other half I see spell Shoden, or whatever his name is, Afri Shoden, I think is what it is, okay? He decides to, they call it rage quit, because he made a comment that something like, you know, Polkadot is what Serenity should have been, right? So some people are saying, hey, it's a conflict of interest. You received $5 million to work on the project, and you're saying some other software project is better. And I'm not going to get into the details of that. Remember, this is not a political drama, a crypto political drama channel, okay? This is a trading and investing channel. This is a real world trading and investing channel. And when you guys are following us, you guys want to hear and see what we are thinking and how we view the markets, okay? And you guys respect the fact that we look at it from reality and not from theory, okay? So, how the technical details are, you know, apparently he made a comment that basically complements another software versus the software that he's currently paid to work on, okay? So some of the people in the Ethereum community didn't like it, and they posted a bunch of nasty stuff against him or whatever, you know, and I don't want to get into the details about it, but they posted nasty stuff about him, and then he's butthurt about it, and then he rage quits, or that's what they call it. I don't know if it's a rage quit or not. A lot of the times, you know, the soft snowflakes in the community, they get butthurt real easily. They like to accuse other people of rage quitting, just to call names and stuff like that. I don't know the details about that, you know. So I'm not going to say that he rage quit or not, but that's the word that's being used in the media to describe his actions, that he rage quit, okay? Now, here's something that you guys got to understand, okay? Right? Then he quits because he made the comment, and then he quits because some people dislike his comment or dislike his opinion, and he quits. First of all, you got to ask yourself, man, is that somebody that is cut out to work on a open source project when his feelings get hurt just because some people make some comments about it? Like imagine this, guys. Imagine if you guys think, oh, I wonder if I should follow this guy, this nutcase Tai Zen, right? This trader that you know came from nothing and became a successful crypto trader in America. You know, should I be following this guy? Oh, wait a minute. You know, everybody says that psychology is important in trading and investing, and this guy Tai Zen gets butt hurt because some troll made a comment. His eyes are slanted, his teeth is crooked, or some stupid nonsense like that, right? Can you imagine following me to manage a multi, you know, 7, 8, 9-figure portfolio simply because I get butt hurt because some troll said something about me, you know, by the way I look or the way I think or the way I talk or something? Can you imagine, you know, if you guys think that I'm going to be butt hurt about some stupid nonsense like that some idiot said online that I don't even know, I've never met, and that he's saying that just to get thrills, cheap thrills off of making fun of me and making comments to hurt my feelings? Do you think that I should be the person that you guys should follow? Okay, the answer is no. The answer is no. You should not follow someone that easily gets butt hurt like that, because more than likely, when it's time to manage a 7, 8, 9-figure portfolio, they're probably going to not be emotionally neutral and stable enough to make the right and accurate decisions. Okay, in these videos, sometimes I get passionate, sometimes I get emotional, but when it comes to managing the money to take care of my family, that is not something that I get emotional about. That is a neutral, I try to maintain as level-headed and as neutral as I can to manage that portfolio. For these videos, I get emotional and passionate because it's fun to make a video that's emotional and passionate, you know, so it's not boring. But keep in mind, when it's time to trade, guys, okay? It's not time to jack around. Anyways, right? we've been saying all this time that sooner or later, these other crypto projects that get bigger and bigger, right, they are going to have to split and fork and do all kinds of stuff, right? I would not be surprised if this incident leads Ethereum to splitting like it did last time and become Ethereum and Ethereum Classic, and this time it splits again into another form of Ethereum. I would not be surprised at all. The reason why is because Ethereum, right, had a Vitalik as the quote-unquote benevolent dictator, right, back when it first started. Now that's one form of governance where you have one guy at the top dictate down what needs to be done, but that only works to a certain degree. It only works to a certain point. And we know that because in the real world, look around you guys, what country or what nation has a benevolent dictator or just a dictator period be able to scale? The reason why the US has become the powerful nation that it has is because it has a better governance process to be able to vote the right people in place. If they don't like it, it's only good for 4 years, they'll vote for somebody else, okay? And they keep doing that until they find somebody that can get the job done, right? Now, I'm not saying that that's the best process. I'm not saying that it's better than other countries, but the evidence is that the US is the most powerful country in the world, so something must be working. Something, you know, whether we like how they vote for presidents or who they choose as presidents, whether, you know, you thought that Obama was good or was bad for the country or not, the system is working to where America is the greatest country in the Milky Way galaxy, okay? In the solar system and the Milky Way galaxy. So because of that, well, they are going to stick with that until they find something better, okay? And because they have a good governance process in place to vote for new things to make America great, more than likely if something does come along, they'll vote it in and adopt it, okay? Whereas when something like Ethereum, you look at how Vitalik was running the show, right? And helping the Ethereum being developed, but now the project is getting too big to where, and he doesn't have that strong personality. You know, he's a nerdy, geeky guy, very good at what he does. I met him in person when matter of fact, we were the first channel that I know of to tell people to invest into Vitalik, right, in his Ethereum project back in 2014 when everybody thought that, you know, that we were a bunch of idiots and a bunch of nutcases, right? Back then, you know, they called us a bunch of retards for talking about Ethereum and NXT, and now they call us legends. Right? Imagine that. Now they call us legends and OGs in crypto, and back then we were telling people to get into NXT and Ethereum, okay? So think about that, guys. We met him. The guy is a smart dude. Like when we met Vitalik, the guy was extremely smart dude, and today he's probably even 100 times smarter than he was and has more experience in blockchain engineering and development than other people, okay? In theory, okay? Somebody else is writing the code, okay? Not him. So what happens is now we are at a point where they're having this huge thing, and now all these developers are coming behind him to support, you know, this guy Afri that supposedly was accused of rage quitting, right? So this will continue to happen, guys. And the whole point of this, right, is that this is a trading and investing channel. So why am I saying this? I'm saying this to you guys that it is possible for Ethereum to split and hard fork again. It is possible, okay? Don't be surprised if it does. What's important is that you are prepared. You are prepared when that happens, okay? You are prepared because they're fighting over, hey, should it go to proof of work? Should it go to proof of stake? All this stuff. How should it be done and stuff like that? And because there is no formal governance process, a formal decision-making process where the entire community can come to a final and binding decision that everybody has to support it, whether they like it or not, they have to do it. Whether we like President Trump as president of the United States or not, hey, he's voted as president, so you gotta go along with it at least for another 2 years before somebody else gets voted. And if he gets voted in again, well then guess what? You gotta go for, you gotta accept him as your president for the next 4 years, regardless if you like it or not, because he's still gonna be the president for 4 years. I'm willing to make a bet that he will become president again for the next 4 years. He will run for a second term, and he will win again and easily crush everyone else, right? They got all these clowns that's going up against him. They ain't got a snowflake's chance in hell, okay? Not against Trump, man. That dude is from the streets of New York. You don't get any sharper than that in America, guys, okay? You want some sharp-witted, fast-talking, quick-witted guys in America, you come to New York, that's the best that they come that America produces, okay? So, and that's where he's from. You got these clowns like Elizabeth Warren, you know, fake Pocahontas stuff, you know, and Cory Booker and all these guys, Kamala Harris. These guys are a bunch of clowns. They have no clue who they're going up against, and the fact that they're even throwing their hat in the ring against, you know, the only person out there I probably respect is Joe Biden, the vice president for Obama when they were running. At least he's thinking, man, you know, I should not go up against Trump. I'm gonna wait until he's done, and then I'll try to run for president or something. That's the only dude out there that might have some sense out there, man. Know when he cannot defeat the opponent. But anyways, I don't want to get off onto the American politics here, right? I want to get back to trading, investing, and making life-changing money here. Anyways, guys, I just want to share with you guys, and just a quick reminder, it's like every year I got to make a few videos to remind everyone that crypto does not have a formal process in which the community can come to a final and binding decision. We got a few projects out there that are doing this. We got a few projects out there that are doing this, okay? And that's why we like to invest in it, and that's why our team invests in it. One that stands out among all of them is Decred, okay? Decred is one of the few projects out there that has a governance process where you can vote with the tokens that you have. They have a hybrid proof of work and proof of stake system where you can vote on what the upgrades are, or you can delegate that vote to someone else. So the guys over, I think at CoinFund, they just recently came up with a mining pool or a staking pool or something like that, okay? I haven't done deep research into it, but I know they're working on it, right? To where if you want to stake or stake your coins with them, you can, and then you can authorize them to make the votes and the decisions for you. So for example, if I stake my Decred tokens, right, and they're coming out with a new software release or a new software upgrade, and let's just say that I don't know the technicals. Remember this, guys, just because you're allowed to vote, that means you ain't qualified to vote, okay? Just because I have enough staked coins that I stake in the Decred system, right, I'm not a software engineer, right? I might know the project in philosophy, but I don't know it in technical software engineering. So there might be some major technical issues that need to be upgraded, right? They might have to hard fork or soft fork or things like that, right? And I might not be capable of understanding that, but I can delegate my proof of stake coins, right, into others, right, to other people that's in the Decred network that I trust, right? So let's just say that these guys at the CoinFund project up in New York, if let's say that they are qualified software engineers to make the right decisions on how Decred should upgrade their software, and their philosophy is in alignment with my philosophy, then I can delegate my tokens to them for them to make the vote for me. Yeah, I can shift the voting power to them and let them make the vote for me, or not just them, but to any other software engineer that is that I believe is qualified to make the right technical decisions. Like for example, if my business partner and fellow trader, the Honorable Grandmaster, legendary, world-renowned LeonFu.com, the great oracle of crypto, if he was examining the technical details of how the Decred software is going to be upgraded, I trust him. He was a senior level software engineer at Dell Computers, one of the highest paid software engineers there when he worked there. So I trust him. If he says, hey, he believes that the Decred software should be this way, hand over your voting power to me, Ty, so I can vote so that we get this upgrade in the software, I will gladly do that because I trust him, right? Obviously, I would not allow my voting powers to go to someone else that I don't trust, right? So that's the key right there. Now, Ethereum does not have that. Ethereum does not have that. Bitcoin does not have that. And the unfortunate thing is that the Bitcoin fanboys and the Ethereum fanboys, they don't see that. They don't see that. As a trader and as an investor, you guys need to be aware that they don't have this process in place. Why is that important? It's important so that you are ready to make a move when the time is ready to make a move, right? You like for example, like we were the first teams out there that I know of to tell people to consider trading Ethereum Classic when it first came out. We thought it was a scam. We thought it was a bunch of BS. The first day it came out, when Poloniex started listing it and trading it and all that crazy volume was on there. And then within 24 hours, within 1 or 2 days, we realized, hey man, like if one more exchange lists this, It's possible. So we hopped on board and we made a killing on Ethereum Classic, made a killing on it, okay? And why? Because we realized they didn't have a governance process. So there's a very good chance that this Ethereum Classic can succeed, right? If another exchange picks it up, right? So we jumped on it. That's the key, guys. The key of this video is to help you guys understand that none of these projects, right, outside of like Decred, outside of like Tezos, I haven't kept up with them. They're supposed to have a different type of governance process. Also, and you got projects like some of these masternode projects like Zencash that became Horizon now. You got like Smart Cash. You got like Dash. You got all these other projects that have these master nodes, and these master nodes are supposed to have a governance process to help them make a decision, a final and binding decision, okay? Pivx is supposed to have something similar to that, right? So all these projects that have a master node, they're all trying to work on having a governance process in place so that they can upgrade their software and the community can vote on it. And you know, I hope it works out for them. I don't know which one is going to be effective. I don't know if Decred is going to be the one that's effective. I don't know if Tezos is going to be the one that's effective, that's going to do it. I don't know if Pivx, I don't know if Horizon is going to do it, if Smart Cash is going to do it. I don't know which one of these projects, or Dash is going to do it, right? I talk a lot about the Decred project because I come from Texas, and the Decred team is from Texas, and I've met them multiple times in person, and they are legitimate software engineers. Like these guys are not a bunch of kids in their mama's basement. These guys are professional software engineers that worked for, you know, big companies long before they became, you know, crypto software engineers. And they've been in it, and when crypto came out, they saw the immediate benefit of it and started working on it very early on. So they didn't come in and jump on the bandwagon in 2017. They jumped on the bandwagon when Satoshi released his white paper, and these guys were studying it and researching it already early on, okay? So I respect the fact that they are professional software engineers. They're not a bunch of kids in their mama's basement, right? And they did not raise money to do it. They built it because they liked the project, the blockchain software, and they built their own. They tried to help out the Bitcoin project, and those guys turned them down, and they said, screw it, we'll just go build our own then, right? So it's not like they went and tried to help build the Bitcoin software, okay? So that's the reason why I invest in it. That's the reason why I talk about it, okay? So make sure that you guys understand that, so that you guys understand that, you know, there could be a potential conflict of interest in me saying stuff about Decred, and I'm an investor in it, okay? And I trade it. So the takeaway from this video, guys, to wrap it up, is that be aware, be prepared if Ethereum decides to hard fork or decides to split up into different factions, okay? That is expected. It's gonna happen sooner or later, right? Simply because there's no formal decision-making process in their community. Proof of work is not a formal decision-making process to upgrade the software. Proof of stake is not a formal decision-making process to upgrade the software. Those two mechanisms is a consensus mechanism that allows the entire community to agree on the order and the sequence of transactions that go through the network, not on how to upgrade the entire network software, okay? Don't get the two confused. One is a consensus mechanism to upgrade, to determine the sequence of transactions. The other one determines how the network should be updated and the software upgraded, okay? So I hope that this video helps you guys out to be prepared in case Ethereum does something crazy and hard forks and splits into another new coin besides Ethereum Classic. Or if you guys see the infighting, you guys will see and understand why that this is happening, because there is no formal governance process. And I want you guys to walk away from this video and understand that a governance process does not mean that it involves the government, okay? It just means that it is a formal decision-making process where it is final, it is binding, and the entire community moves forward with that decision. And they're going to implement it whether they like it or not, because that's what the entire majority of the community voted on, okay? Or chose to do. Thanks for watching this video. And if you guys like more information on real world trading and investing so that you can retire early and have potentially make life-changing profits and potentially retire early and goof around in the streets of Bangkok and eat some street food like I did, right? And mess around with the people here, right? Go check out and get a copy of the Cryptocurrency Investing Blueprint at www.cryptocurrency.market/blueprint and get your copy today and learn from real world traders, not theoretical traders, not people that like to trade in theory or invest in theory, people that do it every day on the streets, okay, and in the real world, and share it with you, all right? And then I hope to see you guys in Bangkok or Ho Chi Minh City or in Da Nang, Vietnam someday. Da Nang has the most beautiful beach in the world, I think, or at least one of the most beautiful beaches in the world. So go check it out. And I'll see you guys in a future video, right? Remember guys, don't let the Bitcoin maximalists sway you. Don't let the Ethereum maximalists, cloud your judgment on how to make the right decisions. Look at the reality, guys. Trading life-changing profits in crypto comes from looking at reality, not looking at in fantasy land, okay? I'll see you guys in the next video, and follow me on Twitter at HeyTaiZen. Thank you.